Another important planning detail is picking your bridesmaids' dresses. It's a lot of things to consider. Now, we've all seen the movie 27 Dresses. If not, rent it. It's funny. We're not going to do that to our bridesmaids, are we? No, we're not going to dress them as scuba divers or Southern belles. Your bridesmaids don't want to do that. And you want to be considerate of other aspects of your bridesmaids' lives. You want to be considerate of their figures. You may have a full-figured gal on your bridesmaids list, or you may have a really thin one that maybe isn't very developed. You're going to need a dress that is flattering to each of those women because you want them to be happy and comfortable in the dress they're wearing that day too. You don't want them to feel self-conscious about how they're dressed or how they look. If you're going to have members of your wedding party that are a little bit larger or a little more well-endowed, strapless can sometimes be an issue. You see a lot of tugging at the dresses, standing up at the front of the church, not very graceful. So if you have someone in that category, you might consider a spaghetti strap dress or a halter top dress that might be more flattering. Color. You're probably going to pick a color that's one of your wedding colors, but other options to pick are a rainbow of colors. I've seen a lovely array of pastel dresses where each bridesmaid was dressed in a different color, or one color for your maid of honor and a slightly different color for the rest of your bridesmaids. Maybe if your color is blue, your maid of honor in a darker shade of blue and the other women in a lighter shade of blue. Length is another consideration. You can do anything from knee length, street length type dress all the way to the floor and anything in between. And that's something to consider in the context of your wedding. How formal is your wedding? Is it more casual? Is it more fun and whimsical? Sometimes a shorter dress works better in the summertime or in a less casual setting. Floor length dresses for a more formal wedding or in the wintertime. It's all depending on what's going to fit in with your general philosophy of the wedding. Budget is another consideration. If you haven't seen the movie Bridesmaids, it's very funny. But the scene that really struck a note with me was when all the women went into a very fancy, ritzy store to pick out dresses, and the one gal that was out of work and really on a tight budget looked at one of the price tags and she's like, oh my gosh, it's $800. And one of the rich bridesmaids went, wow, this one's only $800. It must be on sale. If all of your friends are well-to-do, then you don't need to worry about this. But if you know one or more of your bridesmaids might really have budgetary considerations, then you'll want to be considerate in not picking a dress or shoes or accessories that are very expensive. Another alternative is if you really have your heart set on one of the more expensive options, but you know there's one or two people that are very close to you and that you want to be in your bridal party but might not be able to afford it, is to discreetly offer to help pay the expenses. I want you to be in my wedding party. You've been my best friend since elementary school. I know things are a little bit tough on you right now. I'm going to buy your dress. I'm going to help you with your expenses, however you want to phrase it. And just do it privately between the two of you. Nobody else needs to know. So that's just one way to accommodate everyone in your party. Something that doesn't come up very often, but I've seen it happen, is sometimes you have a bridesmaid that's pregnant. They may need to just have a similar style dress because there's not a lot of bridesmaids dresses with maternity options built in. You may have a bridesmaid that is of a religious persuasion that requires modesty. Something I saw done in that circumstance was the mother of the bride purchased fabric, the same fabric that the other bridesmaids' dresses was made of, but then had a more modest gown tailored with a neck and sleeves so that that bride would be comfortable, that bridesmaid, would be comfortable participating in the ceremony and the reception without feeling self-conscious about how she was dressed. And last but not least, just be sure that they're fun, because this is going to be a fun day in your life, and you want your bridesmaids to feel good and to feel pretty and to feel relaxed so that they can really enjoy your day with you.